Rev up your engines!
11 says, Scotty, what do you think about getting a car from one of those car amps? I laughed my butt off on those. One of my customers was going to buy a car from one of those things. It's the one that you can get a coin and put the coin in the machine, and then your car comes from the sky rise. It's a bunch of nonsense. I called them up for them and said, my customer wants me to check the used car out they're buying from them. They said, we don't allow that. You can't check out the car. I said, what kind of nonsense is this? You got to have a used car check out if you're going to buy it. And don't, give me this BS about, oh, well, there's a warranty for this or that. Yeah, warranties. You want to deal with warranties? I had customers deal with some of those, and they'll say, oh, they have a money-back warranty. And then you find out the money-back warranty is that you can give them that car back, but you got to take another car in their lot. They don't give you the cash back. There's all kinds of legalese on that crap. If you can't have your trusted mechanic check out a used car, do not buy it from whoever sells it. I don't care if it's a person or dealership. Do not buy it then, because it's too chancy. Owen Racing says, Scotty, what do you think about electric cars? Well, it's very interesting technology. And of course, there's tons less moving parts. They're interesting technology. I'll give them that. The problem is, the range is limited. There's a limited amount of, most of them are lithium ion, of lithium on the planet. I don't know if there's enough to make enough batteries for enough people. And the infrastructure for electricity, especially in the United States, is already overstressed. Here in Houston in the summer, sometimes we get brownouts because everybody's using their air conditioning to cool their houses down. And if you added 3.5 million people plugging their cars in at night and charging them up, it would be a royal mess. So I don't see them as being mainstream for a really, really long time just because of the infrastructure and the jobs that are with regular cars. I really don't see that happening anytime in the near future. Now, they could be a niche thing for a while, sure. Long time, I think gasoline stuff's still going to be around for quite some time. CP Price 401 says, Scotty, what do you think of the Jeep Liberty 2008? I'm not a fan. That's when they started making them cheaper and cheaper. When they started making the Liberties, they started to try to make them for a bigger mass, cheaper, so they could sell more because they cost a bit less, but they made them so much cheaper. And they were such a downgrade from the previous Jeeps that were pretty good off-road solid vehicles. I'm not a Jeep Liberty fan. Now, if you're the type of person that's going to buy it and it's just a showboat and you're only going to stay in town and you're not going to drive it like a maniac and do burnouts, you might say, okay, it's a decent vehicle for you, but it's nothing like the older Jeeps were. It's not an off-road vehicle. You can't pommel the heck out of it and expect it to last forever. Louis Salgado says, Scotty, somebody's selling me a 2003 Eclipse for $1,000 and 175,000 miles. I checked it out. It runs great. Should I go for it? I actually liked it. Mitsubishis aren't made as good as Toyotas or Hondas. There's no arguing that. Their automatic transmissions are really weak. But if that's a standard transmission, you're paying $1,000. That thing still today runs good and shifts good. What the heck? I have had customers buy those things, and sometimes they get 2 or 3 years of reasonably good service out of it, not have to put much money into it. Fine. You're only gambling $1,000. And if it runs good now and shifts good, what the heck? Go ahead. If you like the car, it's not that much money, Especially if it's a standard, you might have fun with it. There's nothing wrong with buying a car like that for that price and that price range. But you do want to road test it first. Make sure you road test it. Fernando Alavalo says, I have a Dodge Durango 2004. It never had a repair. It's got 230,000 miles on it. I've driven it from Seattle to Tijuana. What should I do to make sure it keeps going? Well, one, I don't believe you, because I don't believe that a 15-year-old Dodge never has had a repair. That's crazy, at least brake pads, water pumps, something's gone wrong on it. I don't believe you. If it hasn't had any major breakdowns like engine and transmission, then you're a lucky man. So my advice is take a trip to Las Vegas and gamble, because if you're that lucky, you might make millions doing that. But if you want to keep the thing going, keep doing whatever you've been doing. Change the oil like you've been changing it. Change the transmission fluid like you've been changing it. Change the coolant like you've been changing it. Take care of it, because you've obviously been taking care of the vehicle. But I don't believe you that you haven't had any repairs at all that much. I have never seen that, and I worked on hundreds of those things. Julius Caesar, geez, come back from the dead. Scotty, I have rust growing on my 90 Accord. I wanted to use the best product out there. Can you have any ideas what could slow down that rust? I'd greatly appreciate it. Okay, what you really want to do to stop rust is you want to sand it down to the bare metal, prime it, and paint it. There are rust prohibitive paints out there. They are excellent stuff. There's a million companies that make them. Rust-Oleum makes them. There's a German company that I showed a couple of weeks ago that makes them. And most of them are pretty good products. But you have to get rid of the rust first. Then you use that. It's usually a primer-based paint. Then you paint over it. That's what I do. It does work quite well. Some people that have ones that are kind of clunky up north and are all covered with rust, I know them in the winter. They just get those giant WD-40 cans that they have huge ones, and they just spray the undercarriage of their vehicle with it 3 or 4 times in the winter. And it's oily stuff, and it keeps rust away. It actually works okay if you don't mind making a giant oily mess. Most people do it somewhere else, not in their own house, because they even clean up the mess when they're done. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.